Lucky tells SJB not to panic over AKD. He assures Sajith of victory. What about Ranil in the meantime? None will get over 30%. AKD phobia spreads. Harsha joins in to claim a Ranil-AKD deal. Prasanna baptizes the new alliance. Tiran is assured a place in the next parliament. Independent Arundika attends Trophy Alliance launch. Mahinda did it wrong for the first time. Trophy is already a shaky one. Sajith and Rajapaksas work together. Govt shows the door to Rajapaksa loyalists.
The leader, දේශයට මග කියන ප්‍රවෘත්ති පෙළගැස්ම.
Lucky tells SJB not to panic over AKD. A tight contest is on between AKD, Sajith and Ranil for the presidency. According to the NPP, AKD is certain to secure more than 50% of the votes. Sajith's camp concedes the strongest challenge comes from AKD, but Lucky's opinion polls claim the SJB candidate to be on top. Don't panic needlessly. Yesterday's report shows the opposition leader to be 5 to 6% ahead of Anura. People are dead scared. Anura is going down by the day, Lucky told the SJB media committee. Claiming similarly are Ranil's people, who had some serious talk about the intelligence reports received just that morning. Attending the discussion at the campaign office at Cinnamon Grand Hotel were some big shots at the presidential secretariat. A senior director general with experience in elections said the NPP's trend is not good and Sajith is going down by the day. The president will surpass AKD in the next few days. People are afraid the JVP will come to power. We should gain from that, without allowing Sajith to profit, he said. Postal voting took place for the past 3 days. According to the presidential secretariat people, Ranil would get 60 to 70% of the votes from the police. NPP says they have the votes of a majority of the armed forces members and state sector employees. The SJB claims similarly. However, critics say none of the candidates are assured of more than 30% of the votes yet. They say that a similar percentage of voters remain undecided. Their prediction is that none of the candidates will be able to gain 50% of the votes. So, the contest among the key contenders has turned very tight. Both Sajith and Ranil are creating a JVP phobia in society. So do Dilith and Namal. They are so hooked by it that hotels have already been booked to go into hiding when the results start coming. With Ranil and Sajith coming under pressure from businessmen and at diplomatic level, there is talk that an agreement is likely in the coming week. Worried by that, a SJB strongman called Sajith, who said that it would happen over his dead body. Sajith said that Harin was sending him messages through his secretary. Am I mad to join Ranil, with victory certain? Some of our men try to instill fear. I too get the intelligence reports Ranil gets. He has already lost. So he has become frightened and is sending me messages through Harin. He is openly supporting Anura now. Otherwise Anura would not have been invited to the ITN on the day before the postal voting began, he went on. Yesterday morning, Sajith summoned his media team, got Lucky on the phone with speakers on, and told him to lecture them on the matter. They applauded him when their leader said he would not ally with Ranil for any reason. Keep on saying AKD is having a deal with Ranil. Don't fear it. We will win on the 21st, he said. So, Marikar and Harsha are openly alleging a deal between Ranil and AKD. Quoting Ranil when he uses AKD to attack Sajith, Marikar says a candidate in the 4th place is fully supporting AKD. Harsha joins in. The president is getting the state media to support AKD and to say Sajith will lose. Opinion poll results say Sajith wins, AKD in 2nd place with Ranil a loser. He has conceded it. Now, everyone with Ranil are a politically stranded lot, he told journalists at the SJB office.
ඊයේ ජනාධිපතිතුමා කියලා තියෙනවා මහියංගනදී සජිත්ට බෑ අනුර පරද්දන්න ඒ නිසා UNP එකේ කට්ටියට සජිත්ට ඡන්ද දෙන්න එපා ජනාධිපතිතුමාට ඡන්ද දෙන්න වගේ කතාවක්. එතුමා කියලා තියෙනවා මීට කලින් ආණ්ඩු පක්ෂ බලාගත්තේ අගමැතිතුමා විපක්ෂයේ බලාගත් විපක්ෂ නායකතුමා කවදාකවත් තුන් කොන්සර්ට්නක් තිබිලා නැහැ කියලා. ජනාධිපතිතුමා කියපු කතාව නිසා බොහෝ දෙනා අවාසනාවන්ත ඔහුත් එක්ක ගිය කට්ටිය අතරමං වෙන්නයි යන්නේ.
Believing the people are still not convinced, Sajith himself has taken it up. He said in Minuwangoda that an alliance between Ranil and AKD has been finalised. Don't waste your valuable vote on an alliance that protects swindlers, he told the people.
ඊයේ දවසේ රනිල් වික්‍රමසිංහ ජනාධිපතිවරයා කිව්වා එයාගේ අදහස අනුර කුමාර දිසානායක ජනාධිපති වීම කියන එක. එතකොට කොළ අලි පැටව් රතු අලි පැටව් අද දෙගොල්ලෝ එකට ඉන්නේ. එතනින් එක දෙයක් තේරෙනවා රනිල් වික්‍රමසිංහ ජනාධිපතිවරයාට දිනන්නට කිසිම අවස්ථාවක් නැහැ. මම ඉල්ලීමක් කරනවා මේ රටේ එක්සත් ජාතික පාක්ෂිකයින්ගෙන් කරුණා කරලා ඔබගේ ඡන්දය නාස්ති කරන්න එපා.
But Ranil does not give it up.
සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාසට අනුර කුමාර පරද්දන්න බෑ. අනුර කුමාර දිසානායක ඇති කරේ සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාස. මේ රටේ හැම ඡන්දෙම අගමැති ක්‍රමයයි විපක්ෂ ජනාධිපති ක්‍රම දෙන්නෙක් හිටියා. ආණ්ඩුවෙන් එක්කෙනෙක් ආවා විපක්ෂයෙන් එක්කෙනෙක් ආවා. ආණ්ඩුව එක්කෙනා දැනගන්න ඕන ආණ්ඩුවෙන් දෙවෙනි එක්කෙනෙක් ඉඩ නොදෙන්න. විපක්ෂ නායකයා දැනගන්න ඕන අනිත් පක්ෂ පාලනය කරන්න. මොකද්ද සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාස වෙලා තියෙන්නේ? එයාට බැරුණා නෝක කරන්න. හැමදාම පාර්ලිමේන්තුව දොඩවනවා. උදේට පැයක්. කියන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. මේ 102ක් තිබුණේ අනුර කුමාර නැගිට්ටාවා. දැන් ඇවිල්ලා සජිත් සිදු වෙලා තියෙන අනුර කුමාරට තරඟයක් දෙන්න. සජිත් දිනන්නේ නැහැ. සජිත් දෙන හැම ඡන්දෙම අනුර කුමාරගේ වාසියට යනවා කියලා මම කියන්න කැමතියි. ඒ නිසා සජිත් ඡන්දේ දෙන්න එපා කියලා මම මේ ඉන්න UMP කාරෝ හැම එක්කෙනාටම කියනවා.
As such indications are that a union between Ranil and Sajith as against AKD had a stillbirth. In the meantime, AKD told a rally in Jar Ela that their gains cannot be reversed by anyone. Moderate critics wonder what AKD will do if he doesn't win. He crosses the limit, they say. Prasanna baptizes the new alliance. Yet another alliance in support of Ranil came into being after the SLPP decided to field its own candidate. Its MPs now with Ranil have become its makers. PM Dinesh presided at the launch at Water's Edge. The new alliance is the result of lengthy deliberations involving Prasanna, Kanchana, Ramesh, Mahindananda, Rohitha and other district leaders. All the time, Prasanna told them that they needed a way out for the MPs who question what they should do at a general election. So our alliance should be out very soon, he said. When they searched for a party registered with the election secretariat, Tiran came to their aid. He offered the two parties owned by him, and they chose the Democratic National Alliance with the trophy symbol, which means Tiran is assured of a national list seat in the next parliament. Prasanna was asked to give a name to their alliance. He came up with Podujana Eksath Nidahas Peramuna. Others proposed their own, but were rejected on astrological and other grounds. A monk from Gampaha, friendly with Tiran, recommended the name suggested by Prasanna to be a good one. So it was chosen. Kokila commended him, saying he does a thing without leaving others to finish it. State Minister Arundika told Parliament that he would function as an independent. The opposition welcomed it, calculating that Ranil's camp would lose one vote. But his presence at the launch of the new alliance was a pleasant surprise for that camp. When a journalist inquired from him, Arundika said he would side with anyone opposed to the unholy NPP alliance and do some good for the country. The occasion saw Prasanna and others recalling interesting happenings in the past. Janaka Bandara said everyone who had been with Mahinda since 1994 were present there. Lasantha agreed, saying only Mahinda was missing from the lot. Devananda said Mahinda had to take a wrong decision this time, after being in the right all the time. It could be seen in a fortnight's time as to who has gone wrong. Trophy is already a shaky one. As many as 92 MPs have so far left the SLPP, but only a few of them are directly supporting Ranil. Some wonder if it would be worth their chances if they remain in the camp of Prasanna and Mahindananda. Their biggest worry is the absence of a strong political foundation, a leader, an identity, and security. Only a few have struck deals with Ranil. Some of the others had a chat about their future. They discussed what would happen to them even if Ranil wins. They cannot go to the UNP or back to the SLPP. The other thing is that Ranil was at his peak at the time they deserted the SLPP. Now he himself cannot say where he stands. The trend now is AKD. But Sajith, too, remains a strong contender. But that is not so with Ranil, they said. After having discussed thus, they went and saw Dinesh. They had serious discussions for several weeks, weighing various options. The final result is the alliance named Podujana Eksath Nidahas Peramuna. A few among them were not so sure. They went and saw Basil at his old home last week. Numbering 7 and including Arundika, they all were state ministers. Forget the presidential polls. We should work together at the next general election, was their unanimous opinion. It was following that Arundika became independent. In the meantime, arrangements were finalised for the formation of the new alliance. All the 92 SLPP breakaways were invited to the occasion at 9:30 a.m. on the 5th at Water's Edge. All the others were there early, but Dinesh was in a dilemma. He had a meeting ongoing in a separate room. Some wanted Ranil to be present, so commencement of the ceremony dragged on till 10:45 a.m. Several seniors were unhappy with the seating arrangements. Some not even PS members are in the front rows. Who is Sajith Rajapaksas? I am seated next to Pavitra's husband. Who made the seating arrangements? Asked many. A female state minister among them is in a dilemma these days. Organisers saved themselves by blaming it on Kellum Gunatilake, media secretary to State Minister D.B. Herath. The new party has the same colour of the SLPP. Dinesh is the leader as well as the chairman. Ramesh is the general secretary and Prasanna is the national organiser. Others were not happy with how the positions were decided. Arundika appeared suddenly and Anupa showed his seat next to his own. Shantha Bandara and Geetha too were there. When Geetha questioned him over what he did the previous day, he said no one understood what would happen if the JVP comes to power. All agreed and said that should not be allowed to happen. Lanka too arrived. Things being said about him are not any good either. He is not happy with the SLFP lot who sided with his camp, but struck separate deals with Ranil thereafter. As the launch was getting delayed, Geetha left saying she could not wait any further. When a young MP inquired, she said the time was close to 11, although they were invited to be there at 9:30. She left, making choicy remarks against Ramesh. It is said that Ramesh and Geetha don't see eye to eye, although they both represent Gale. Geetha has been saying she won't have a chance as long as Ramesh is there. Not too many of them were there when Lanka formed the new alliance in Ranil's support. Later on, Anura Yapa too changed. Siripala, Amarawera, Duminda, Alagiawana joined him to go a long way, but soon sided with Ranil. Both camps work separately for Ranil. Lanza's lone companion is said to be Nalin Fernando. What happened that day was the addition of just another political party to the already existent lot. Its leader is Dinesh. Like it or not, he is our PM. Sajith and Rajapaksas work together. Ranil removed 4 state ministers yesterday as per the powers vested in him by the Constitution. They all are Namal supporters, Premalal, Anuruddha, Mohan Priyadarshana and Gamlath. Some question as to why Shashindra still remains a state minister. He and his father Chamal had been speaking against the SLPP fielding its own candidate. Both agreed in one voice with Mahinda that they should support Ranil. But Basil, Karyawasam, Shiranthi and Johnny got together and decided to field Namal. Then that duo became silent, but didn't become anti-Ranil either. Namal's camp is unleashing an all-out attack against Ranil, with Kutiarachi and Ranjith Bandara leading. At a media briefing, the latter took many swipes at Ranil. He described how Sajith defeated him at every opportunity. The media loyal to Sajith gave wide publicity to what that professorial type said. Now Ranil's social media team is hitting back hard. They say Ranjith Bandara's remarks are ample evidence that Rajapaksas and Sajith worked together at the election. What is being planned underhand has to come out sooner. The next 2 weeks are quite unpredictable. All would play their games to the maximum. The best one will be the winner. That's it for today.
The leader, දේශයට මග කියන ප්‍රවෘත්ති පෙළගැස්ම